They understand energetics, they understand as well their own biography and their own pathways. That is not just ongoing events. There are more deep comprehension of the soul contract and as well the incarnation and karma and the laws that are behind every single aspect of us, and how these will give us another perspective of being in this lifetime. So the intention for that is to nourish people, understand their needs, and offer and be in service actually to what can I do for people in different ways.
Because you do human design, don't you?
Well, I am a biographical counselor and art therapist, as you see here. And by profession, I'm a doctor in natural medicine, so a naturopathic doctor. And my approach is to unify certain tools to be able to see the human being in the whole perspective, not as a fraction. I also use human design, gene keys, and some other tools that are, for me, useful for people as well to use in their own discovery. But my core is all about biographical counseling, that is understanding the spiritual laws and the physical laws that are related to the physical body, the astral body, the etherical body, and the spiritual body, and how we can all works in rhythms of 7-year cycle and to unlock their higher potential behind it. Yeah.
That's amazing. So I'm on the 7th cycle now, right? I'm 50, so 49. So I'm in the 8th cycle. Is that right?
Well, you are in between 49 and 56. So it's a huge shift as well, leading towards a quite beautiful and change moment that will be on the 56-year-old.
And is that for everybody? There's like a sort of universal shift that happens at 56.
Well, there is a law. There is not a way that we can escape the law, right? There is a universal law, and there is the spiritual law and the natural law. So the thing is, we don't know those, and no one taught us about how this works, actually. We saw the life like in a linear mode, and I shift completely the perspective on that level. So yes, when you're aware about how those applies and how you can really shift the perspective of each of your cycles, then you can comprehend as well the influences of the zodiac, the influences about the events and the relationships, and to heal, actually, to correct, because it's part of the correction, right, of being in this lifetime through the karma, and how to interpret that and how to decode it, right, for your own future, and as well not to be anymore in the low frequencies or victimhood, right, but yes, to be extremely in alignment with really who you are, but not from the mental perspective. Yes.
Right. Okay, lovely. So how long have you been doing this for, Carla?
So 27 years, so 26 years ago. So it has been a very early call from all my own experience, but as well looking for those tools and looking for answers and ask great questions about exactly what I'm doing here, that lead me to to find many beautiful ways to understand this lifetime as it is.
So that's how you got into it. You just started asking the question, what am I doing here? More.
No, first of all, is like your own life story. That's why I'm so focused about the life story. It started to lead you towards the things that you need to correct. But because we are so programmed and so conditioning, right, we feel that everything that is around us happened to us instead for us. So we are stuck in that victimism and ego situations where I suffer the losses, I suffer the situations without comprehending the deep of that. And of course, embody what does it mean be in pain, or what does it mean exactly the stages of life that we have to pass through to become more aware about the sense of why we are living here and what is the purpose, and the relationships that comes to us has a very interesting spiritual meaning to fulfill our life in this physicality. Yes. So my own life story lead me at very early age to ask questions and to look for answers.
Would you like to share specifics about your own life story? Would you like to share that?
Yeah, sure. Well, my life started very well until the age of 8. So the first cycle is from 0 to 7, right? So in that moment happens the loss of my whole family. I mean, in the way that my parents got divorced. From having everything, I just started to work in a circus, no family, no food, working hard. And from there, well, I can tell you many things, but from there is like, okay, why this is happening for me and what I'm looking forward from that age, right? So at the age of 8, some kind of questions pop into my head, and later, horrible situations comes to my life as well, from my stepfather, and that led me to more questions and to live in the streets for many many months, and again gave me the opportunity to face life from the opportunity, right? Not from the, I suffer, of course. There was a lot of pain. It was a lot of abandonment and loss. My father died. I was like, wow, what can I do here? But my focus was, okay, what can I do with this for me to grow into the next level, right? So we have to comprehend that all the facts that we are experiencing in this life, somehow we decided before incarnation. So when you comprehend that, everything starts to make sense in different levels.
Wow. So you really sound like a seeker who has found her answers, which is amazing.
Well, yes, in the beginning was, looking for who am I and what I'm doing here. And I was answering a beautiful lady today that actually we have to stop all the time seek, because actually the answers are in within us. So
exactly.
yeah, but the first ignite point is ask questions and to be able to make that actions through seeking, right? That there is something else that we have to comprehend.
So did you start with the art therapy? Was that your first thing that you did?
No, my first thing was becoming a naturopathic doctor to comprehend as well how the body and how the brain works through pathologies into when there is emotional stress and when there is emotional trauma, right? And for me, it was very important to comprehend the union in between the body, the physical body, and as well the impact of certain aspects in our health, in our well-being. From there, I jump into medicine, right? More deep in psychology, spiritual psychology as well, to comprehend how those impacts are having incredible reasons and understanding from the spiritual realm. Yes. And I use tools all related to natural approaches because nature has incredible remedies for us to balance the physical body and the emotional body at first. And I use art therapy because through the color has an incredible vibration as well to provoke healing, not only in the physical, but as well in the emotional and as well the comprehension of what is the next for us when everything is surrounded with that sense of unity. So, but I use multiple disciplines. It's like very interesting process here. Yeah.
So logistically, how did you even get into natural medicine? Because that sounds expensive and you were on your own. Were you actually in the circus or were you just using that as an analogy? Was it really the circus?
Yeah, well, I have to say that I was in the circus for 2 years traveling in South America when I was 8, 9, and 10 years old. And my curiosity there was also study. For me was, okay, I didn't have my father, no my mother, no one was around. So I was in between work. I was with books trying to learn something, right? And there a lot of events happened. My father died when I was 11, and my stepfather started to be really a monster, abuse, sexual trafficking with my sisters and me. A lot of things going on, but from there is like, okay, what can I do with this? Yes, so that helped me to be very cautious about where I'm leading towards, and became very very good about observing people and behaviors, right? And that gave me a lot of tools to start decoding the physical body issues that we have and pathologies and emotional trauma and how I can help that. So natural medicine starts in one of the periods where I was very in tune with nature, and I lived with the Bedouins in the desert in Israel. And then I started to really understand the unity between the cosmos and Earth. And yeah, so.
How did you even get from South America to living with the Bedouins in Israel? That's incredible.
Well, 8 years old, South America, back to Spain. I became seeking, understanding who am I and all that. So for me was a karmic relationship with Israel and the Judaism. So I converted to Judaism and I lived there for a little while. And from there, it's just like an ongoing situations that lead me to ask more questions and live with the Bedouins in the desert. And from there, expansion and healing as well, because it's all a part of about the healing process, and still it's an ongoing.
And you're Spanish.
Yeah,
you're from Spain. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how many languages do you speak, as a matter of interest?
So I speak in between 4 and 5. I have to say that 4. Of course, Hebrew, Spanish, English, French, and Italian I can really manage.
Wow.
They're in the back, but I can manage all of it.
That is amazing. And so are your clients all over the world? Are you working on Zoom and then they're all languages all over the world?
Yes, well, I have mostly in English speakers, right? But do have clients worldwide in Europe, in the States, in Canada, South America. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that is amazing.
It's intention to really seed some love in people's lives, let's say.
And you currently live in America, am I right?
Correct. Yes, I live in New York. Another part of my biography, interesting process of growth and understanding the reasons why I'm here right now. But I'm a wild woman. Like, you can give me the backpack and I'm ready.
You go.
Yeah, well, yes, but I mean, I'm a mom also, and the priority is my kids. So.
And how old are your children?
So Daniel is 19 years old, and Noah, she is 16.
Wow. Amazing. And your parents, so your stepfather and your mother, do you have any contact with them anymore?
No, my stepfather died. So it was a process of a lot of healing with my mother. And yes, we do have a relationship, very compassionate. And as well, my kids have an incredible relationship with her, which is phenomenal to see as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. And what about your sisters? What happened with them? Were they also able to come through all of what was happening when they were younger? Are they as well as you are?
Not really. My middle sister, I can say yes, but still very close emotionally. My little one is the one that suffered the most. And unfortunately, she was during many years and still in recovery. Now she's in rehab. She lives in Israel, close where the problem is now, bombarding and all this situation that is crazy. So yes, she suffered the most, and she's still battling with the pain and the craziness of what happened when she was a little girl.
Sure. And have you tried to help her with all of your therapy that you know, or is she unreachable?
Well, it's difficult to help. No, not because of family. It's because the human being needs to be ready for it. I could be the most incredible mentor or coach, but if the person is not ready, I cannot do much. What I can do is just share love and be compassionate and hold the space for her, and just send her the most warm, close relationship that a person can have, even though you cannot offer the healing still, right? Every single person needs to find as well their own pathways. And that's the beauty as well, to see the strength of the human being to make these things happen.
Yes. And how long did you live in Israel?
I lived for around 12 years. And now I am in the States for 11 years.
Wow. Okay. So you're nearly ready to move on.
I think so. Maybe in your area, I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, but I feel there is coming something. My vision is to travel again and to really help as much as of people I can teach. And oh my goodness, that ignites my heart and warm up really the intention. So I don't know where it will be next.
That is so exciting to be footloose and
Yeah.
fancy free like that. So
Yeah.
your son is now 19, so he's at university or college or?
Yes, he was in the Marines and he had an issue with the shoulder, so he's coming back home. And yes, he has the intention to continue college. And my daughter, well, still 2 years more to finish her high school. But I told them, I mean, the relationship with them is phenomenal and it's really very open and free. So I told them, guys, I'm ready to just have my backpack ready. So yes, no, I'm joking. But what I'm saying is like, yeah,
You've
let's
got
do it.
itchy feet now, ready to
Yeah,
go. And is
yeah.
there a husband? Is there a man in your life as well?
There is a
That's
man
right.
in my life, yes, so
Okay.
far. So far, yes, in the way that as well is a lot of all through the relationships is when you grow. So this is the moment as well to balance many things and processes of healing some other things that we have to. But yes, so far so good.
Oh, that's fantastic. So if you go, you'll go with him.
I don't know. Yes,
Oh,
probably. Yes,
okay.
probably.
Who knows?
I don't know. My intention is yes, but I don't have the answer to that
Okay.
question because I have the vision, right? But also I
Mhm.
need to be respectful for my partner's decision. He's more like a quiet man
Mhm.
that he wants just to relax more. And the difference also of age, he's 10 years older than me, so makes a huge difference. I need to do a lot of work in the field and
Mhm.
hopefully we will be in the same path, right? But don't have the answer now.
Yes. So now I'm interested in the art therapy. The pictures that are
Yeah.
behind you, do
Mhm.
you paint those or are they painted by your clients? How does art therapy work?
So some of them are from me and some other through my client.
Mhm.
Um, the way that I use art therapy is by comprehending as well the spiritual laws, right? We understand the impact of colors that they do in the body, in the tissues, in the organs, in the neurological pole, they are the rhythm pole and metabolic pole. So when I work with people, it's very interesting because it's getting back into the core of who you are through watercolor, because watercolor is really connected with the limbic system as well, and it can really release the trauma that is in the body. And with different processes, you lead a person from the color that they are right now to where you wanted to lead them. So there are
Mhm.
processes of healing, yes, using different tonalities and different aspects of their own nature. And then I can work that one. For example, I work with a person that had huge inflammation, a lot of problems in relationships. And we started really from just using the basic red, right?
Mhm.
Because she was with a lot of anger and frustration, lead her to more calming colors. And then is
Mm.
when the healing is coming because you have to go to the core, you have to touch with the vibration of the color into that person, what is needed in that moment. Yeah.
That
It's
sounds
very
amazing.
powerful. Yes, it's
Mm.
absolutely very powerful. And I can do it in Zoom and also online, offline. It's very unique technique.
Mhm.
And also using as base the biographical counseling that helps to understand their own life story. So
Mhm.
it's anchoring through color. Yeah.
Mhm. So I've never heard of biographical counseling before, so you need to enlighten me on it. I would imagine, is it related to the birth date and numerology, or is it go further back than that, the
Uh,
parents?
well, it's to comprehend that the life is not linear, right? We are souls and we are incarnated into certain moments. So, yes, the date of birth and all that is very important because that's exactly the way how you're going to land in this earth with a sense of your life past. So, it's very karmatic as well. And every 7 years of the cycle of the person, things happen. And if the laws are not applied towards the development, for example, of the physical body, right, then the mental or the neurological pole is not going to be so healthy. So when you understand your own story, every 7 years of the path of the person, then you can comprehend the mirrors and the lacks of the leaks of your own vessel, and then put into the healing process and awareness what is going on. It's based in anthroposophy, it's based in Kabbalah, it's based in many other stuff that I use as a part of my private consultations. And well, sometimes no, I reinforce it with the zodiac because it's part of our incarnation. Yes. And as well, of course, human design and gene keys, if it's needed, but mostly with the influence of the zodiac and the laws that are in incarnation and karma and how this works through the relationships, which is fascinating. It is. Ooh.
It
It's
sounds
really
like it. So
nice.
you're absolutely passionate about what you do.
I am. Oh my goodness. It's like, people, be with me a little bit and just do the work and just connect with that essence. And shoo, it's going to shift completely the perception of your life. And then the gates are going to open for you, right? The right relationships, the abundance, money, calmness, inner peace, sense of purpose and mission comes easily because we are not hustling anymore. It's just you are coming home somehow. Yeah, I'm passionate. I love it.
Incredible. So do you have a morning routine or any kind of rituals that you do on a daily basis to get you in the zone?
Yes, of course. Well, I'm an early bird, so I wake up very early at 4:30 in the morning. So at 4:30, I do just ask the questions that I need to ask. I start to work out, go into nature. So I receive certain messages. I'm very perceptive, so I'm very connected with nature. And through dreams as well, if something come into it. So I'm trying to have the time to journal very early in the morning and later to go walking and to be connected with nature. I do also the rituals from which planet is in transit right now. So I'm doing a deep down introspection about what are the planets in transit, where is my moon or where is my Venus, because they are very influenced in the way how we are related to our daily successes and our daily routines. And then around 7 o'clock is when I started my work day.
Wow, around 7 o'clock.
Yeah, from 4:30 in the morning until 7 is just putting
your time,
my time and be very in alignment. If I see that something is not in alignment, I'm not move until it, is to serve better people if you are in the core.
That's incredible. And have you written a book, or I would imagine by now you have?
I'm in the process to write it and and hopefully by next year it will be done. So yes.
Amazing. And what's your message to the world, Carla? What would you like people to know? If you were to leave something behind, what would you like everybody to know you for?
That we all have an incredible inner power of love, and love is the gear for everything else outside of us. That we are not, let's put it in positive, that we all have an incredible source within us to be able to fulfill the purpose of our lives. That the circumstances, the events, and the experiences that we have are part of that soul contract that is needed for us to correct certain things and to be able to unify in that love that is going to help humanity to go to the next level, right? And if I can see some kind of that ignite spark in people's hearts and in people's behaviors and actions, oh my goodness, all together we can see some differences and some legacies through our next generations and kids, and the way how we can communicate and be in this world in a different manner. That will be my message to people.
That is beautiful. Is there anything else you would like to say to anyone watching this interview? Where can they find you? Are they going to join your group, or how do they get hold of you?
So I'm in social media. You can find me like a Carla Trigo. You can, of course, be in my group if you want. It's called Awakening. And yes, the intention is I love to collaborate and to cooperate and to bring things together. I think the individuality of the person comes when we are just few people building something for us and for others, right? And that's the way that I wanted to go with human beings, and not about one, but yes, multiple people in the same direction. So yeah, you can find me in social media very easily.
Okay, so Carla Trigo or Awakening is your group. Do you have
Yes,
a website?
I do. Yes, I have carlatrigo.com. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. That's great. And do you only take one-on-one appointments, or do you do group coaching? How does your coaching work, or your
Yes.
sessions? How do your sessions work?
All right. So I do have one-to-one, right? Which I love because I can see things around like, I can really bring the person into more intimacy. But the same, I have groups, and in the groups also the energy that there is very unique. My heart is all put it into it. So it doesn't matter if you're with me one-to-one or in group, you're going to receive all myself into it. Now, for example, I'm doing some kind of challenges, and it's for free as well. So I just want the person to really be ignited from their own source. So yes, and the challenges I'm going to do kind of twice per month, and open doors. Actually, in November, I'm launching a program to lead the person from these last 2 months of the year, and they start 24 with some cool stuff around themselves. So yeah, that will be my next program launching.
That sounds incredible. So what is your challenge called?
It's very simple, the healing challenge. And I'm going through the first stages of incarnation and the core wound that everybody has, right? Because we're incarnating with certain things to correct, and our soul contract is very powerful. So when we understanding the laws in that incarnation, in that core wound and your birth story, then you can start shifting the perception of certain realities that come to you. So the challenge is all about that, connecting with that part of you. And it's extremely powerful. I mean, I started yesterday, and there's so many miracles right now that I'm phenomenal to observe and to be very humble to receive. So yeah, that will be my challenge, and start from that basic and pillars of how I'm landing to this earth, and for which reason I'm landing to this earth. Yeah, so it's very interesting.
Oh, so that is interesting, because I saw when I joined your awakening group, I saw the question was, what is your core wound? And I could not think of a core wound.
Yeah, so
could it be that I've worked through my core wound?
Probably, yes. But when I do the chart for the people, I'm doing the astral natal charts and the human design and the gene keys, we can see very well. And then we started to go deeper into the shadow work there, and to bring certain questions that is going to shift the perception of your birth and the things that you bring from that moment.
So you always do find a core wound, whether the person's worked through it or not. You're able to ascertain what that was or is.
Yes.
Through the charts.
Yes. Yeah. Through the chart, and as well through biographical counseling, because the laws are there. Yes. So when I direct the intention to the person will find exactly what is the main issue. And this is related to karma, and this is related to past lifetimes. So when the people work really deep with me, you can see what is going on in previous lifetime and how the events are repetitive here to awaken that pathway of correction and be open for more.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, that sounds really exciting. I'm definitely going to join your next challenge.
Yeah,
sounds incredible.
I will love. Yes, you're more than welcome.
Wonderful. So I'll look out for that, and then I'll get all the links from you, and I'll put the details here.
All right.
Below, wherever I publish this and post this.
That sounds phenomenal. And thank you so much for this opportunity to get to know you as well. You're very sweet, and your job is phenomenal as well, because I very empathetic with what you do.
Thank
And
you.
I appreciate you for this gesture. So thank you again.
Oh, thank you. Absolute pleasure. It was really lovely to meet you and to hear from you. And I'm sure that everyone in my group are going to love you and everything you've said. You're going to get lots of appointments.
Well,
Sounds
I'm here to
amazing.
serve, and I would love to have that petite tea with you to get to know you more. And because I can see your energy, and it's, oh, I want her very close to me.
Well, definitely we must collaborate on something. So we will
Yeah.
we'll start talking about what kind of collaboration we can do, because I love the idea of collaborating as well. That sounds amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
So thank you
Yeah.
so much, Maureen, for your gesture again.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you.